No.
God, no. They're probably gonna go with Moskov here.
Moskov, yeah.
It's the winningest marksman for doming, specifically for Aurora.
Would you carry here?
No, against Bea, Khalid, Suyu. Yeah, they go Moskov. That's the safest route. I would say. 3 purple heroes on the last phase.
Very good observation.
Yeah, that's that's a sign of Ube that they still have.
Yeah,
inherited.
That's not a joke. That's an actual thing.
It's the same roster. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the index here. Can you guys explain this a little bit before we go?
I would say early game FCAP clear cut, but if if Aurora gets form of momentum in the early game, then they just win mid game.
Yeah, Falcons AP Bren just really needs to pressure the jungle, and Ogun and Flap really need to work out their timings in terms of who's gonna front and who's gonna go dive, because if you mess that up, that Aurora lineup can punish them hard.
Well, it's a very crucial game 1. It will determine momentum. Throw it over to Naisu and Ingan.
And here we are. Well,
welcome to Mobile Legends.
and here we are, jumping into the land of Dawn. Game number 1 in this first best of 7 that we're going to see unfold here for us. Ingan, Naisu to bring in the action here. I know we have a really loud crowd here, and I hope you can hear me, Ingan, because I'm looking to hear you.
You know, Naisu, I do agree with the panel. Again, Falcons AP Bren, they do have a good potential to dominate the early game. But let's see, because so far the Alpha and the Matilda, like what they're doing right now with the picks onto Ogwin, that's going to give Ogwin, even with a Khalid that can be dominant in the first 5 minutes, you know, it can be hard for Falcons AP Bren. So let's see, how's the rotation going to go for both of these teams for game number 1?
Okay, so here we are. We're going to have to wait for this to unfold again as they're trying to get their paces going here. One of the big things about this, though, and I like that they talked about this, is, you know, the potential for that early game that can happen, of course, for FCAP, and also paying attention to where Demon Kite goes. They got to be able to put pressure on the jungle. They got to be able to work towards that as well. Because right now, based on this lineup and everything else, RORA, if they get to that mid-game, they're going to find a good spike. They have a ton of utility to work with.
Well, speaking of working with, they're trying to work on Few! But Few manages to turn things around and take 2. Demon Kite and Renegade will fall down. The over-aggression of the Aurora was capitalized by Falcons AP Bren. Now, that's the strong start, actually, the panel was referring to. Because, again, we all know that when you have a Khalid roam, as much as possible, you want to invade the jungle like what Ogun's been doing. Don't give Demon Kite a good time, because so far Demon Kite has been performing phenomenal all throughout the season, all throughout the playoffs. And if he gets his groove right, especially with the assistance of Renegade on the Matilda, Aurora can easily turn things around. But right now, Kyle Teasy is working on it. But the Donut welcome. They're going to catch someone there as Kyle Teasy gets the first turtle. Here comes the clash. Demon Kite has to walk away to Spear of Alka, but Edward, though, might be sandwiched with the Raging Sandstorm. Gonna get ganked up by 4, and now a diversion for Few onto the middle lane.
Man, good response, I would say. Not only that, but also you get the objective to work around from, and this is what we were saying, you know, with the early game potential from FCAP's lineup is going to be quite devastating for RORA to deal with. They've got to be able to adjust to it. Look at this pressure on Demon Kite.
And just look at Ogwin. Okay, he has the flicker. Now here comes the Raging Sandstorm. US stole from him just to make sure to punish Ogwin. Ogwin's over-aggression. And so far, Falcons AP Bren still had the lead, but a heads-up play from Yue as Aurora gets up a kill. And here comes the Circle of Eagle. They want to go right after Pew, and they're going to bring them down. Next target might be Flapteezy, but a flicker is there to save Flapteezy. So,
hey, they get on the board. You know, at least you have that. Again, it's mainly for RORA to go ahead and build up what they can in the early game. Just kind of deal with it. They know that the strength also mid-game potential is going to be there. It was so much focus as well on Domeng right here. You want to be able to scale that up, get the Moskov where you need to be if you're Domeng. And that's why, again, a lot of the pressure is going to be on FCAP to get that control of the early game, make things work the way they want to, and secure all the objectives. And they have, like I said, a ton of utility to help them out. The Beatrix has been slowly, you know, coming back to, I would say, meta, but not as much as some of the other gold laners. Still very valuable in a lot of the lineup that is going to be shown here from FCAP. whether that's a Raging Sandstorm being set up from Ogwin or Flap TZ, who, again, this Barrett's has popped up a couple times now for the playoffs. Surprisingly so. A lot of pressure here once again. Purple buff. Demon Kite's going to be fine. Relying on the team. Wow. ReneJ, though, he'll take quite a few shots.
But the thing is for Falcons AP Bren, they have so much kit to actually go for neutral objectives and give Demon Kite a hard time to try and even contest this. Look at this. Flap TZ goes in again, but the Daytona's welcome. Okay, Spirit Destruction won't connect, but this time look at Fuse. Dispersion Rotation going to connect onto 3. Demon Kite and ReneJ has to walk away because 4 members are here. Here comes Ogwin with a Raging Sandstorm. Edward's going to be able to escape though as Kyle TZ gets the turtle. And now going to bring down Yue and Edward. So far, Falcons AP Bren, their re-engage, re-initiation is doing wonders for them.
It's very strong, right? And that's what you really have to look at with the lineup here, where how they can go ahead, force what looks like it's going to be a fight, but then go ahead and kind of disengage, and then you'll see that re-engage as well. It was a good attempt, too. You know, Yue brought in that Raging Sandstorm himself. He utilized that, but unfortunately for RORA, they just don't have enough firepower just yet. So if they're playing to the tune or the pace of FCAP, whoa, ReneJ, again, look how much damage he is actually taking here. And that's the whole point. You know, they have great utility, they have great mobility around the map, but they kind of, it's literally like taking a buckle and just buckling in for now.
Yeah, and if you're going to talk about utility, okay, speaking of utility, there's the catch coming in from Flap TZ, serving them up to Super Marco Edward. All of a sudden, will be bursted down. No response from Aurora. And Falcons AP Bren just really on the driver's seat, controlling the pace, controlling the rotation. And speaking of kit, okay, when it comes to the Lords later on, as Domin picks up a turret, the thing is for Falcons AP Bren, even if you don't mind the other 3 players, just focus on Kyle TZ and Flap TZ alone circling Eagle. They want to go right after few flickers out right on time, saves himself. Now Ogwin wants to answer right back. Super Marco is here. He's changing up his gear now. Will they go for the counter attack? And Smart Missiles will catch Yue! Expert Missiles to bring down Yue.
That's got to be so tough, Ingon. I mean, you're what should have been a kill, or you're looking, you know, just 1 hit away to at least get some more momentum building in your favor for Aurora. They can't get that, and then the counter punch comes in from FCAP. So Aurora will, you know, it looks like they're kind of trying to make these plays happen because they already lost control of the early game. And that's fine if they can make it happen, though. If not, again, they're in for a long ride here. Last turtle of the game is up, and it looks like they're going to be full force to fight this one and possibly contest it.
Demon Kite goes in with a Spear of Alpha. Flap TZ trying to soak up the damage as Demon Kite this time will get, but look at this dispersion rotation coming in from Pure, going to catch 3! Wow. And there's the diversion play. They want to go for the backline. They might catch Yue, though. Yue with the dash out. Here comes Few. Trying to chase over the 2. Yue has to use the Raging Sandstorm to walk away, but still gonna catch up. And Super Marco doing Super Mac things with the Renner's apathy. 100% accuracy.
Let's take another look at that. All right, Infinite Sensor replay. That's not what we were looking for, but hey, every single person on FCAP's lineup did what they had to do. And to a T, because RORA getting wiped out this early on is not a good sign for Game 1.
You know, we've been trying to explain a couple of things, but it seems like there's no time, Naisu. Because once we're getting to our point, something happens. So I think the panel has to explain how crazy Falcons AP Bren has been performing. Looking at the KDAs, Super Marco remains bulletproof, 4-0-1, picks up a Malefic Roar. We've seen the effect of one runner's apathy connecting is already detrimental, deadly. Yeah. And with that Malefic Roar, you can expect Super Marco to burst out any member of Aurora at this point.
And Super Marco is obviously there, but even a big part of this is just Few. Few is one of the few players, like we always mention when the Luo Yi comes through and it slips through the draft. Again, the panel mentioned this, that it was picked up, you know, earlier on than maybe we see in the past. But nonetheless, it's Few, and off the top of my head, I think Super Friends as well, that just love this pick. They are so devastating with it. So, I mean, whether it's a diversion or not, it's just the hassle for RORA of being like, all right, where are they coming from? And even if we try to retreat or disengage, we don't know. Like, there's too many angles that FCAP's lineup can take, and I mean, I'm not even talking about Ogwin. Like, he can literally just sandstorm over a wall if he wants to and cut them off. Here we go.
Here comes a Daytona's welcome. Another catch, but the Raging Sandstorm going to connect onto all the members of Aurora. They want to go for Demon Kai, but Demon Kai has to back away. Now going to work on the top lane turret. RenoJ and Edward again. Not a good sign for those two players. They suffered another death. And they're going to pop the Holy Shields up top as Doming tries to work down bottom. Okay, another diversion.
Oh, they're going for Doming.
Oh, they're going for Doming, though.
Run, Doming!
Spear of Destruction. Will it connect to Suyu, though? It did! He was able to escape!
Oh, man.
But Kaltese is going to get the Lord. Might be able to catch on to Doming.
Wow.
Doming was able to escape. That was a big brain play from a big brain player.
Would have been way cooler if somehow we got the Lord, too, you know?
But that's too much.
We still got to talk about the facts. We're still down 9,000 gold. Great escape, Doming. But again, you're going to have to deal with the Lord pushing in, and with this kind of power lead that FCAP has, it's going to be tough here for RORA. They might look to end the game here on that first Lord push as they focus down the tier 2 turrets and everything else. Couple Holy Shields still up, but RORA has the work cut out for them. Lord now on the top side.
Okay, seems like they're going to burst down the top, inhibit their turret, and Aurora will focus up on bursting down this Lord. Falcons AP Bren, look at the immense gold lead. That's 11.1k. Literally taking a page out of the book of Fnatic Onyx with the fast games and dominant starts they've been portraying right now. Circling Eagle coming in from RenoJ. Another catch coming from Flapteezy. Raging Sandstorm for Ogwin. Just the zone out. Here comes the dispersion rotation coming in from Few as Super Marco picks up a kill onto RenoJ. And they're going to work on the minions. They really want to force out another inhibitor turret takedown.
Okay, so they stay in the game. They at least don't have it end just yet, but FCAP, like I said, massive lead at this point. RORA, what do they have to do to possibly turn this around? Well, number one, withstand this assault because they're going still for the mid lane, even without a Lord. Still going to work on it. Oh! Super Marco!
That's not even the ultimate! That's just a normal basic attack from the Renner! Wow! Gonna bring down Doming, also mid lane inhibitor turret now working on the bottom. They don't even need the Lord, I think. They can actually end this with a beautiful clash. All the ultimates are here. Ogwin goes in with the Raging Sandstorm flicker combination. They're bursting down Edward. They have minions. Here comes Marco with the Renner once again. Gonna bring down RenoJ as well. Next is Demon Kite and Falcons AP Bren breezes through the first game.
They breeze on through game number one. They just went in, stomped, and I'm not talking about the Barons here. I'm talking about a game.